I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Tuesdays are my request evening. Thursdays, the stories that I like to bring to you. Sorry, I'm fixing all my hair. I'm also over on the TikTok, which is JessRose5472. You could join my Patreon, patreon.com/JessRose5472, or you could just watch. Now, it is alive, so I'm going to wait for a couple of the guys to join, but once I start, I don't stop, so there's no chopping and changing. Or you can wait for me to upload it on my pre-recorded videos, which I do at the weekend. So whatever you choose to do. But if you are watching now and you want to watch a story, just fast forward, I don't know, 10 minutes. And I'll start the story. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey sis, how you doing? Sorry I'm late. YouTube was driving me crazy. Didn't want to do anything, didn't want to move. I had to restart my whole phone. Well, how are we? How's it going? How was your weekend, my lovely? Was it okay? So what's going on tonight? It's all gone a bit pear. I'm good. I already said. I spoke to you. I've got to put the fan on. Yeah, I'm good. But, yeah. That's going to be a bit loud. That's good, sis. Still not great. Let me turn that down. You can hear it, can't you? Hey, Phil. How you doing? How are you? How was your weekend? Okay, I don't like my cushions this evening. They're not straight. I don't like that. There we go. There we go. But how are we, though? Tell me about your weekends, guys. Yes, sorry I was late. No. Oh, no. I've got two of mine down at the minute as well with the man flu. Oh, dear. It's like, it's the end of the world, isn't it? It's like the world has physically just, the sky's just dropped and into the ground. It's so dramatic. It really is. It's so dramatic. But are we okay? What I was going to say something now. Yeah, they have that, don't they? Oh, I'm going to tell you. I'll wait for Warwick to come in, but I've got to tell you something. It's been a little bit of an interesting weekend on the true crime of Jess Rose. Let me tell ya. But let me wait for Warwick, because he also knows. But I will, the reason I didn't tell you, Tiffany, is I couldn't let you loose. Although Warwick went in both feet. So I'll tell you, if he's not here in a sec, I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a sec. All right, okay. Here's what happened, right? So, Phil, oh, God, are you ready for it? Was you? You're not on there, Warwick. Oh, God, throat's gone. Oh, no way. It didn't show up, Warwick. Been waiting for you. Ah, because I'm going to tell them about our interesting weekend. Yes, so, yeah, it's not showing. There he's there now, Phil. I don't know why it didn't show up, but, okay, so here's what happened. I'm minding my business on Saturday, as I do. Gets a notification from one of my stories that I did a year ago. I think it was about a year ago, okay? And apparently, are we ready? Yeah, God. I'll stay very calm, all right? So apparently, it was just a comment. It was quite a long-winded one, just basically saying how I'd completely ripped off another creator's work, a creator that we all know, big fan of, Phil's a big fan. And yeah, apparently I'd ripped her off in telling that story. And I'd got it, but I'd added misinformation. Yes, Phil. Yes. I didn't want to say it out loud, but yes, apparently I'd ripped off her work. I'd also added misinformation, which I was a little bit confused about because I'm like, apparently I'd ripped her off. Yeah. She was calling her M like we're pals. Right. So she's calling her M as we're pals. Right. As like they were pals, sorry. And basically said that I had ripped her off verbatim. So verbatim is literally word for word, yet I'd put in misinformation. She'd also, whoever this commenter was, she'd also gone in and looked at the comments that you guys had said during that story and quoted that to me. And just, yeah, basically, I believe attempted to wipe the floor with me. It came up on, it's okay, I can tell you now because the comments disappeared today. Still standing, yes. That's what she was called. That's what she called herself. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But the comment's gone today, but it was the Richmond High School rape. I did it a year ago. And I just basically said, look, did it ever occur to you? Oh, no, Phil, no, because it's not actually, it wasn't her, physically her. It was obviously one of her maybe overzealous fans, maybe. But I know, but so she's not, I would doubt she's aware of it, Phil, honestly. I genuinely would. But yeah, she came in all guns blazing. What else did she say? Oh, just that I would. Okay. See, I took it very seriously, Phil. This how serious I am, you see. Anyway. So yeah, she's what else did she say? It's not just the creator I've just mentioned that I've ripped off. I rip off other people too, but my mannerisms. No, my mannerisms apparently are similar, supposedly. And I just said, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did tell me that. But I said, look, I've had my channel since 2019. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is a couple of years before that creator. You know, there's a lot of true crime channels out there. I says, does it not occur to you that maybe we all look at similar news stories or newspaper stories, or, you know, I go on Reddit comment sections, I go Facebook, I go all around the shop to try and find stuff, you know, just to make sure I'm getting it right and everything else. So I said, does it not occur to you that might be why sometimes the facts are similar? They'd have to be similar facts. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a fact, would they? So, but yeah, apparently I'm, does that person want to be in one of your stories? Well, hi, Jess, just came in at the tail end. Bugger home. You do a brilliant job, Barbers. Oh, Jilly, thank you. Oh, that's really sweet. I got to admit, I did get my panties in a bunch the other day. Only because, I'll tell you why. Because the creator she was talking about, which if you have a look, Jilly, further up in the comments, you'll see. She's probably a bit fitter than you, but not as talented. Oh, is that right? No, she is. It's okay. She's a very attractive woman. But yeah, it's I just basically said, what was I saying? I don't, what did I say to Jilly now? What was I saying? No, I said something to Jilly. Oh yeah, scroll up if you want to see the creator. Because she's such a big creator. She's not the biggest, there are other ones, but she has got a massive following. So any similarities are going to look that way. And I hate that. I don't like that, because I've always, my format's never changed. I've always just sat here and chatted to you, and it's like, really? I'm not editing. You can see this is who I am. Why? I would much rather. Oh, see, this is why I couldn't tell you, because you're very, you're not only biased, you're very defensive. You'd have gone in all guns blazing. Ah, oh, Jilly, thank you. No, that's really cool. That's all I want to do. I like true crime, and I like to talk about it, and to talk about it with people who also enjoy that. I enjoy that. I like that. I like to do that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Warwick. You were you absolutely was. And yes, Tiffany, that's why I'm kind of glad, I'm not going to lie, that the comment's gone. Question though, Tiffany, if someone writes a comment, okay, and then there's a reply to that comment, and then there's a reply, so I've replied to her, Warwick replied to, no, Warwick just wrote on there, but all comments are gone relating to that. Now, with her, by the looks of it, deleting her comment, would that get rid of ours? Just a little bit curious, because it was really odd. It was really odd. Warwick was like, where's it gone? I was like, I don't know. So I was looking for it this afternoon. I was like, I don't know where it's gone, but it's disappeared. I wish it had disappeared before I'd seen it. I have to say I'm a bit lost now. Oh, do you know, I'm sorry, Phil. It's very cryptic. I'm having to be careful. I hate that. I hate having to be so careful. Yeah, Warwick's has gone too. Warwick's comment's gone too. So, yeah, it's very odd. It's very, the whole thing's a little bit odd, because the story's done so long ago. I don't know how many other people have done it, and yeah, it's just all a bit nasty. Not happy with the whole thing. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that was my Saturday night, and I was like, no, please don't accuse me of that. Please don't, because I'll take my time. I genuinely do. And I do 2 lives a week. They're live. I can't jiggle with the footage. It's live. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you. Expect that. Stop it, Warwick. Stop it now. Do you know what? It'd be like, do you want a cup of coffee? Do you want a biscuit? And then see yourself out. Please write the name. No, get off, Tiffany. Get off. This is why I couldn't tell you. If it makes you feel any better, Warwick was very, how do I say it in the most politest way? Let's just say scathing. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, so if that makes you feel any better, Warwick, put it to bed. That's what I will say. Okay? We all know YouTube's been very dodgy. Yeah, it has, Phil. This is what you should have told me. No, that's why I didn't tell you. Because could you imagine the two of yous in there? For God's sake, the woman would, she wouldn't have come out from under her bed for another month. It has, Phil. It's all very strange. It really is. But I just wanted you guys to know that my content is, I say it's mine. It's not my content. It's a true story. It's true. It's a true crime story. If these were made up, then you know, who wouldn't have replied? Good, the police. Be you next request Tuesday. Exactly. Thank you for that's what I mean. It's not mine. It's not. I'm telling their story. That's all I'm doing. And this so-called commenter, I think I seen on there, she was like a child abuse advocate. I was sick and I didn't read. There was a whole thing. I only read a bit. And I was like, well, if you're really an advocate, then surely just a story getting out there, you know, why are you coming for people? I just don't know. I just don't know. It's very confusing. What did you say? You're the messenger, but sort of. Exactly. Advocate. That's what she called herself, I believe. Activist. What did I say? Activist. Advocate. Advocate that doesn't want that. Yes, that's why I was confused, Tiffany. That's why I was confused, because I was like, surely it wouldn't matter how the story, I don't know, but whatever. All I know is, do you know what? If it was that easy, my life would be a lot easier, because it wouldn't take the hours upon hours to get it ready. It just genuinely wouldn't. And I wouldn't have to scrub things out and put them back in and redo stuff. And do you know what I mean? So I was determined not to come on and try and defend myself, because it's like, I'm not defending myself. I check on her kids. See, this is why I didn't tell you. That's exactly why. That's why. But anyway, whatever. Okay. So there we go. That was my weekend anyway. Well, that was my Saturday. The rest of it was quite quiet. I might be thick. Oh, it is, isn't it? Is that why you said advocate? No, you are right. Is that what she... Advocate for child abuse? Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? I didn't think about that. But she couldn't have put that. That couldn't have been what was written then. That's me being a knobhead. I've obviously... That, like I say, I didn't... When I went in to, you know, you can press on the picture or whatever it is. There's no picture there. Was there a picture there? It wasn't a picture of a person, I don't think. There was like... Is that what she said? Oh, okay. See, it shows, doesn't... That's how livid I was the other night. That's how livid I was. I was so angry. I was so annoyed. Because I thought it looks really bad when it's a small channel. It doesn't look good. And I just thought, I've been pegging away at these. Pegging away? Pegging. It's not pegging's not the right word. You see, well, I don't know where I've got that one. Plumbing away? Ploughing away? Is it ploughing away? Digging away? What's the words I'm looking for? I've been pegging away. Plumbing away? What's the word? I know none of them's the word. I've been digging away. I've been, boys will be boys. Got the boys. Haley's got the boys. I've been plumbing away. at this channel for 6 years. That's all I was trying to say, but I don't know what the word was I was trying to use. But anyway, I've been doing that. That's what I meant to say. God's sake. And I just find it disheartening when someone comes in and goes, you're ripping off someone you on. It's like, how can you rip off a fact? How can you rip that off? And then, I don't know. I don't know. It's, ugh. See, I've been told I have to get a thick skin, and I do. I get some real crappy comments sometimes. But rolling insane. I know. I couldn't think of the word then. But I do. I get some crappy comments sometimes, and I just let them go over my head. But when it's just insulting my integrity, then my back goes up then, because it's like, now you're crossing a line. Now you're crossing a line. Anyway, 20 minutes in, and I was late. So what I'm going to say about this one, guys, it's unusual for me, in the sense that I haven't got an ending. It's so much easier to criticise than to create, I guess. Yeah, I think so, Gilly. I do. Do you know what I think it is? I think she's just got an overzealous fan that's hunted. I don't know why I've come up though. I mean, the video was a year ago, so I don't know how I've come into play, how I've come on a radar. I have no idea. But I can't rack my head in it anymore because it's given me a headache the past few days. I shouldn't let things like that. See, you can call me every name under the sun, like physically. I don't mind that. That's fine, you get that. But that was just, it was just a little irritant to me. It's like, what are you talking about, you knobhead? Anyway, this one, she's probably looking how to get rid of a kid. Right. See, now, that's why I'll never tell you. Jess, you know you've got all of us Rose Club to back him. Ah, Phil, I know I have. Thank you. No, I know I have. And to be honest, Warwick he done the job for all of us. Let me just say that. We'll put it this way. She deleted her comment. She didn't delete it after what I put. So, there we go. So, but if we do get a knock on the door, I don't know. I'll YouTube yous from the cell. But, it's, I don't know. It was just it's a little bit annoying. Because the channel's only tiny as it is. It's like, leave us alone. We're in our little corner on a Tuesday and Thursday. Just leave us be. We're not bothering anybody. Leave us alone. So, but anyway, back to this story. Actually, I'll tell you once I've done my second intro. Where's my appreciation? Give him his appreciation with a rose and a heart. Right, okay. I'm going to start my second intro. Don't kick our kennels. Don't kick our kennels. Don't kick our kennels. Don't kick our kennels. Because we're dogs. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? I don't know. But I'm going to start my second intro now, guys, and then we'll get started. It's not going to be too long this evening. I will say that. That's why I haven't worried. Okay. I like that. That's quite good. Don't kick our kennels. That's very good. I'm going to take that. Shh. I'm taking that. Anyway, it's not going to be too long. That's what I mean. That's why I haven't minded running over a little bit, because And I'll tell you why once I start this second intro. So let's go. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's True Crime with Jess Rose. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Tuesdays are my request evening. Thursdays are stories that I like to bring to you. I'm also over on the TikTok, which is Jess Rose 5472. If you'd like to join my Patreon, it's patreon.com/JessRose 5472. Or you could just watch. I'd appreciate that. It'd be great if you could subscribe, drop a like, but if you just want to watch, that's just as good. So thank you. Now that I've got all that out the way, tonight's story, it is unusual for me, as I don't normally cover stories that haven't, I can't say I haven't got an end as such, but haven't reached a conclusion yet. Okay. I don't normally do that. I don't like to do that, more to the point. I don't like to leave any of these cases where it's, halfway through. I'll tell you why I'm covering this one. It came on into my radar a couple of months ago, and it broke my heart. It genuinely did, this one. And I've been following it since. But I wanted to do it because I don't know how long it's going to be until we get a conclusion. And sometimes, especially with children, which this case is, it is a child, they play on my mind. And I feel like I have to share it with you. So I'm going to bring everything I have and what I know and as up to date as I've got now. And then obviously when sentencing or anything comes forward, I'll update the story at a later date. I think this is going to take a little while, this one. So I'm just going to bring to you what I've got for now. It's just such a sad case. It really is. And it's the upsetting Isabella Loving story. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this little girl. Like I say, it's kind of been everywhere over the past couple of months. And I think the reason it's been everywhere is because of the photo evidence that's out there. And much like little Eli Creekmore, there's been another case that I've done recently. I think when there's videos and photos of these children in the state that they're sometimes, not what they're found in, but leading up to it, it just makes it more real. And I've covered a lot of child cases, and they don't get any easier to tell, they don't get any easier to hear. But I think when there's photos as well of these little ones' lives, I just think I think it just hits a bit harder. But so we have Isabella Loving, born on the 5th of July 2019 in Nevada. It is an American story. Her mum Andrea, dad Nicholas Loving. Now siblings, little Isabella, she had an older half brother. She had 2 older sisters and a younger brother. Okay, so they're her siblings. Beautiful little girl. Oh, beautiful little girl. Very girly. Love the colour pink. Love dancing. Beautiful smile. Beautiful smile. It's hard to tell in some of the pictures, and if you see the pictures, you'll see what I mean. I think she's got dimples, but her smile is just such a cute little girl. She really is. Now, Isabella's older half brother, as I mentioned, which is Andrea's eldest son from a previous relationship. He doesn't live with the family, okay? Now, Isabella's early pictures, they show a happy, chubby, really quite a chubby little baby, pretty little girl, really is. But she just looks happy in every picture, just the biggest grin you can see. It's a very cute little girl. Now Andrea and Nicholas themselves, they run a business. It's home remodeling, and so they run this business together. So in Isabella's early years, she had a nanny. Well, the family had a nanny who would look after her. I presume the older girls will be at school. The older girls look like they're probably 3-4 years older than her. Now I could be wrong. Actually, I could be wrong given the height difference. I'll explain why I'm questioning myself now. Okay. Now when Isabella was 3, or around 3, her younger brother was born. Okay. And Andrea from then decided to stay home. So there was no longer a need for the nanny. All right. Now, a little bit about the couple and their home remodeling company. I've heard it on 2 sources, I believe. Just basically saying they weren't the most honest couple in the world. There's a lot of complaints about this home remodeling, taking money, not completing work, that kind of stuff. So I've heard that, but haven't got it definitively. So I'm just going to put it out there. But again, I'll say allegedly. All right. So now we're going to come to 7 a.m. on the 3rd of April 2025. And at this point, little Isabella is 5 years old. Okay. And a call to 911 is put through. And on the other end of the phone is Nicholas. Okay. And he tells the operator that his daughter has no pulse. She's got no pulse and she's unresponsive. All right. Now, when paramedics arrive, they're shown upstairs to the girl's bedroom. Okay. And Isabella is lying on the floor next to a very small mattress. Okay. Which is on the floor. She's lying on her back. She's cold to the touch and she's not breathing. Okay. Now, as paramedics begin to work on her, they notice that she's got bruises all over, head to toe, including a black eye and a gash above the other eye. Okay. She was also painfully thin. She was tiny. Hence the reason, as I just mentioned, I can't quite tell the age difference with her and her older sisters, because in some of her photos, she's so thin. She really is. Remember I said there are early photos. She's a chubby little girl. She's little chubby cheeks. She's a chubby kid. And then you see these later photos and she is very, very thin. Now, the paramedics tried everything, okay? But little Isabella Loving died on her bedroom floor, age 5, okay? Now, due to the amount of injuries on a tiny body, she's tiny, okay? Police are called, all right? So the police come to the house, and this is what the timeline is as far as Nicholas. This is from Nicholas's point of view, okay? Now, when it's brought up the black eyes she's got and the bruises on her, he quite quickly says, well, she fell out of my truck and I caught her before she hit the floor, So that's the marks on her arms. And then she fell out of my truck again a few days before that. But that time she did hit the floor. That's what the gash is. And the black eye, yeah, that was another child hitting her with a toy baseball bat. Right. Okay. Right, okay. So you can see where this is going. It's very good. It's coming very quickly off his tongue, these excuses are, okay? He also said, like, he was very quick to say she falls down the stairs a lot as well. She falls down the stairs an awful lot, this child. She's very clumsy. Me and her mum, you know, were planning on getting her checked out, but she's just so clumsy, you just wouldn't believe it. Come on. Now, police had a reason to be suspicious. Of course they did, you know. Now, he said she'd been poorly for over a week, to the point where she was not only coughing up mucus, she was coughing up blood. But him and his wife, Andrea, well, they didn't call the doctors or get her any help, because they'd been told that their child has to be ill for up to 12 days before you take them to the doctors. Your child's coughing up blood and you have to wait 12 days apparently. So then he discusses the night before. Okay, so if you remember, this is the 3rd of April 2025. So now we're going to go to the 2nd of April 2025, all right? And again, this is Andrew and Nicholas talking about the night before. Isabella was put to bed around 7:30, it said. And then about 5 o'clock in the morning, one of the girls, now from what I can gather, remember I said she's got 2 older sisters. I believe the 2 older sisters and Isabella all share a bedroom, okay? So one of those girls, one of the older sister, comes in to Andrea and Nicholas's bedroom, and she says that Isabella's been really sick. So Andrea goes into the bedroom to check on her, but she said she seemed okay. And so she went back to bed. Right, okay. She goes, but when she woke up, like, about 7 a.m, so trying to get the timeline correct, okay, Andrew had gone in to check on her again, and she wouldn't wake up. Nicholas said he woke up to Andrea losing her mind. That's what he woke up to. And then he's called the ambulance. Well, 911. Okay. So they also said they hadn't called the doctors as well, with little Isabella being ill, because of the bruises she had on her. So, you know, they didn't want the doctors seeing the bruises, because there had been an open CPS case on them. And this had been brought, well, the reports had been brought in, I believe, by, do you remember I said Andrea had an older son, which would be Isabella's half-brother, that didn't live with them? Well, his paternal aunt, which would be Andrea's ex's sister, I would presume, she'd made a report to CPS. CPS apparently had been out, everything was fine, supposedly, and they'd recently closed the case. When I explain why I'm so annoyed, you will need to go away and look for yourself, but I think once you see the pictures I'm referring to, you'll see why I'm so angry, okay? So, yeah, that was why they didn't want to. They weren't so keen on getting the doctors involved because of the bruises and because of CPS just recently closing the case. So Andrew and Nicholas are brought to the station. Of course they are, right? Now, Nicholas, he begins saying he doesn't quite get what happened. He works a lot. He doesn't really know. He went to bed about 9 o'clock the night before. Next thing he knows, he's been woken up to Andrea losing her mind. She's screaming that something's happened to Isabella and Isabella's not breathing. He said, and that's all he knows. So that's Nicholas at first, okay? But it doesn't take him long to change that story. All right? So the timeline begins to change now. And he says, well, okay, we didn't find her at 7 o'clock in the morning, as I said. We actually found her at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock. But the reason, like, it took me 5 hours to call you is because I was consoling my wife. But what? You maybe could have saved her. I mean, there's a lot still got to come out about this case. But I haven't heard it suggested that that wouldn't have helped. Okay? So 5 hours. 5 hours these two wait to phone 911. All right? And he says, like I say, he said this was because he was consoling Andrea. Consoling her, why? You could have got your child help, no? And then he begins to admit, well, also, sometimes little Isabella, she sleeps in a box in the corner of the room. And it's a 5x5. It can only be called a cage that they lock this beautiful little girl in as punishment, apparently, in the corner of the girl's bedroom. That's where Isabella would spend a lot of her time for punishment. Now, Andrea, well, she's been questioned. Now, she discusses the cage as well, and she also says it was a punishment for her. You know, in case, because if she robbed if she robbed cookies out the cupboard, she'd be locked in her cage. And then Andrea says something to the police that I just thought, oh, you're just rotten. She says, I should go to jail for not helping her, but Nick should go to jail for killing her. She also says that Nick had wanted to bury little Isabella in the garden and then for them all to pack up and leave to go to Virginia where his parents lived. That's what she says was the plan. And she said she didn't want to do that. And then she said she'd leave. She was going to leave Isabella in the bedroom, but she would rot. So she didn't want to do that either. Nicholas basically said he didn't bring up the discussion of burying little Isabella, but he says it was Andrea who'd wanted to run. I mean, now, Andrew went back to the 30th of March of 2025, okay, so a few days previous. And she says that Nicholas had kicked Isabella in the groin, full force. He's a grown man. He's a man. She's a 5-year-old little girl. And she's not the size of, if you've got an image of a 5-year-old, no, she's not that. 2, maybe, if you look at the photos, she could pass as a 2-year-old. Kicks her full force in the groin, and then he drags her upstairs. And Andrea then heard shouting Like he was screaming at her. And then she heard a thud or a bang against the wall. She didn't do anything, though. She didn't do anything. So that's obviously why she said I should go to jail for not helping her. But then the older sisters are questioned. Okay? Timeline changes again. Because the older sisters say that at midnight, so not 5 hours, 7 hours before the call's made, they're woken up and brought downstairs to be told their little sister is dead. And they're going to be leaving. They're going to be moving. That's what the girls said. So, obviously, I would believe them over everything, because there's not even a similarity. It's not even a similarity to what the parents said to what the girls have said. Different time, different circumstance, and they're already claiming that Isabella's already dead. Okay. Now, Nicholas is charged with child abuse causing serious bodily harm or death, and is held on a $10 million bond. Okay. Now, that's ongoing. As I mentioned at the beginning, it is ongoing. I don't have a sentence. I don't have a verdict. I don't have anything for you at the moment. But the autopsy had come in. Now, the manner of death has been put down as homicide, I believe. And the cause of death is bacterial pneumonia, multiple blunt force trauma, malnutrition, dehydration, and medical neglect. That's the cause of death. Normally, cause of death is blunt force trauma, starvation. It's not all of them. Okay. Now, there was, as I mentioned, there was injuries to this little one's face, and there was 10 injuries in all just to her face. Her face is tiny. Okay, it's tiny. And obviously, as I mentioned, the gash over her other eye. There was oral trauma, obviously to her mouth. She had bruises to her pelvis, her hips, her biceps, her genitals, her behind. Everything was bruised. There was lacerations on her arms, her legs, her torso. Just, this poor girl was just black and blue. She just was. It was just, it's just such a shame. But Andrea, even though Nicholas had been charged, she wasn't. The kids had been taken into care by CPS. So the 2 older girls and the younger brother. Andrea went back to the house for a little while. Her child's been murdered and kids been taken. But in July of 2025, so only a couple of months ago, she was also charged, same charge as Nicholas, with child abuse causing substantial bodily harm or death. That's her charge, okay? Again, I don't have a sentence in just yet. Now, the reason she was finally brought in, because there was uproar, again, the paternal aunt to Andrea's eldest son, who would be Isabella's half-brother, that auntie who'd reported them to CPS because of it, due to Isabella. I don't know. I don't know what her ins and outs are with the family. I don't know that 100%. A lot of it's alleged, but she kicked off. She was fuming. She says, "You've got to arrest this woman." Police started looking into her, and they started to find text messages that Andrea had sent, a search history. Again, all of this will come out at the trial, but some of her search history was: signs my child is dying. Dark blood on boil when popping. How long can you go without food? My 5-year-old is peeing blood. That was a search history. You know, there was text messages where in there she was saying that she only would feed Isabella 1 piece of bread a day. So I presume while the police were investigating all this, obviously found the search history, the text message, the phones, everything else. That's when she was brought in and charged. Okay. Now, Nicholas, you might be like, okay, how's this happened? What's going on? You know, are the older 2 girls okay? Yes, I believe so. I believe so. Youngest little boy, I believe he was okay too. Is it a scapegoat kind of case? Possibly. Okay, a lot of questions up in the air. But what we are sure about is that in 2014, because you might be like, well, why doesn't the oldest boy live with them? You know, they had a business, they had a home, they had other children, they were married. Why is the eldest child? I know he wasn't Nicholas's son, but what's happened there? Well, when the eldest child was 2, so at that point Andrea's only child, I believe, and she meets Nicholas. Well, that boy was abused by Nicholas. Okay, 2 years of age. And Nicholas, he pled guilty to that child abuse. And what he'd done, he broke this child's arm and he'd left a bite mark or bite marks on this child, 2-year-old by the way. So severe, these bite marks, but they're embedded in this child's skin, adult bite marks. And he broke his arm. Okay, now he pleads guilty to that. And you might be like, well, how long did he get? And then you're working out the timeline because this is only 2014. Look, what's going on? What's happening? Well, he was sentenced to 5 years probation. That's what he got for breaking a 2-year-old's arm. 5 years probation. And then the child, now I'm presuming this son was removed. I don't know, has he gone to his paternal family? Again, I'm not too sure. But Andrea marries Nicholas after this. So that's her only child at this point. This is her baby boy. A man comes into her life and breaks this baby boy's arm. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, you take my baby and I'll marry him. How about that? And that's what she does. That's where it goes. Okay. So yeah, that was Nicholas. So it's not like she didn't have a warning, but it was said, especially by the nanny that I mentioned earlier, that Isabella was well cared for, and while she was there before the baby boy was born. Now apparently this baby boy was everything. All Nicholas wanted was a boy. So all he wanted, he's had 3 girls. He really wanted a boy. Now, he could have claimed the eldest child, maybe of his own. I don't know where the dad comes into play. Was that why he didn't like the eldest boy? I don't know. There's a lot of questions with that one. But no one knows at the moment is why Isabella was turned on. No one knows why. I mean, don't we have these cases all the time where it's just one child is singled out? I'll say alleged because I've also heard that there was perhaps an affair and Isabella might not have been Nicholas's. But that, again, only saw, I think, on 2 sources. And I'm going to say alleged because I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm just going to throw that out there as well. But I don't know how true that is. It doesn't give any reason. It doesn't give any justification for what he did. But that's been thrown out there as a possible excuse. Okay. Now, the reason I've brought this case to you, because as you can hear, there's a lot of alleged, there's a lot I'm not sure, there's a lot I don't know what's happening. There is a lot of that. And the reason I've brought this story to you today is the photos. The photos of this little girl. If you go online and put in Isabella Loving, and you go into the images, I think Google has a couple, but if you look at the news reports online, you can really see the photos I'm referring to here. And oh, you wouldn't recognize her. She looks really old and really young all in one go. There's one of the pictures, she's got look at huge green bruise that covers the majority of her little forehead. And as I've said, she was a chubby baby, and throughout these photos she just gets more and more gaunt. You're like watching it as it goes along. There's a picture where her hair is actually starting to thinnen. I've heard they cut it. To me, I'm not too sure if it's been cut or it's been pulled, because it's patchy, and she's got this beautiful head of blonde hair, and the next photo you see there's hardly any left. And in that photo with the thinning hair, she's got a dark big bruise in her hairline, and like I say, because she's so fair, it just stands out. Oh, it's just awful. Then there's another picture with her sisters, and this was why I was saying earlier on, I don't know of the age difference. And I say why, because the sisters look so much bigger than her. So much bigger than her. But when you work out the timeline, they can't have been that much older than her. I'd say a couple of years at most. But they just look so much taller than her. And in this photo, they're so well presented, these girls are. They're very healthy looking. Clothes all look pristine, and, you know, they're very well turned out. And in the middle is little Isabella. And she's obviously got old clothes on. Old, oversized clothes on. And she still looks tiny. Trainers that are way too big for her, they've obviously been handed down to her, but they don't fit. And she's so thin in the photo, and to look at this little girl next to these other two girls who are her sisters, it's just like, oh my God, what was you doing to this child? There's a picture of her at the dinner table looking so sad. She just looks so sad. And there's another picture of her with practically newborn length hair. Like, by this point, there's hardly anything left on the child's head. Looking very sad again. And then there's a picture of her at Disneyland. They took her. You wouldn't believe that they took this child out to Disneyland. Now, she's in a pushchair. She's 5 years old. But she's so gaunt. She's so tiny. And she's in this pushchair in these very grubby looking clothes. Whereas everyone else looked immaculate. Oh, Andrea, she looks positively well fed. Oh, she looks like she hasn't missed a meal ever. You know, Nicholas just looks sleazy. you know, the girls, her older sister's very cute, you know. The younger brother, you know, the other three kids, they just look healthy. No, I don't know what they've been put through. We don't know yet. You know, even if they hadn't physically experienced what Isabella had experienced, they were there. So it is said as well that the two sisters who shared the bedroom with Isabella, they had queen-size beds each. Queen-size beds each. And this poor child is on a crib-size mattress in a cage in this bedroom. I mean, and she'd have known what it was like to be treated well, because this wasn't her life all along. She, up until her brother had come along, she'd been treated the same apparently, and then all of a sudden, well, gradually, but they were starving her. They weren't letting her drink. Her hair, I'm still very questionable about what was going on with her hair. It genuinely looks like it's been pulled out. And you just look, like I say, if you look at the pictures, it's very upsetting to look at the pictures, to see this, the state of this little girl. And I think I mentioned, yeah, she was being fed 1 slice of bread a day. That's what she was being fed. Just, honestly, it was the photos that did it for me, and that made me want to bring the story to you. As I've said, I don't know any sentences. I have no verdicts. I don't know where this is going to go. I mean, he's already met a judge once that let him off with probation. I would like to think, given how much coverage this case has been given, and also how disgusting the case is, that he's not, hopefully he's not going to see the light of day again, and neither should she. I hope she gets exactly the same, because not only is she not just a bystander who didn't do anything, from what we can tell, she was very much involved. I mean, Nicholas even says it wasn't really him who used to lock Isabella in her cage. It was Andrew who used to do it. So, you know, this innocent fawn in the woods, it's not going to wash. At least I hope it won't. But, yeah, obviously, once the trial comes about and we've got a verdict and a sentence and everything else, I will do an update. And obviously, it's all very new. Which is another reason why I normally don't do these cases so early. I normally don't, because things change, details change. That's why I've had to say alleged a lot in this. So I will do an update. Not as it comes, because of course things can change again. But once I've got all the information in the future, I'll then do a full update for you. But yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know what it is. It's just this little girl's face. It's just, and the one thing about her, bar I think in 2 photos that I saw of her, she's smiling in the rest. And she's so gaunt, but she's still smiling. It reminds me a little bit of Victoria Climbier, or her photos, regardless of what was going on. She was still smiling. And it's just so sad to see. It really is. But that's the upsetting Isabella Loving story. Now, as I've said, I will do an update as and when I can. But yeah, I just wanted to share it with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Tuesdays being my request evening, Thursdays the stories that I like to bring to you. Now, normally I would have done this on Thursday, but I have had it mentioned to me, and I did want to do it myself, to be honest, so it's kind of my own request, if you like. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I genuinely do appreciate it. And I'll be back on Thursday. So thank you so much again. Thank you. Take care. Thank you. How are we all? How are we? I told you it'd be quicker because I just wanted to, I just felt so bad. I just had to bring this one to you. I just did. It's been playing on my mind for so long. It really has. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is why I don't like doing half stories, because I feel like I haven't justified it, like justified the entire case. But yeah, I'll fight you. I'll fight you, Warwick. Sorry, but I've gone crazy in my comments, so you see what you read. Okay, I'll have a look, Phil. I will have a look at that. Yeah, Warwick, you're cruising. I have no idea if that's been covered over there. That's all I will say. I have no idea. But we know you will get an update. You will. Of course you'll get an update. Yes, you will. But yes, I'll tell you a secret. I'm not subscribed. I'm not over there. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going to say that. Okay? Oh God, it's just so sad. So what have you been talking about then? What have you kept Phil so busy with that he's been gone crazy in the comments? What have you been discussing? Is it just you, Warwick and Felty? Is it just the three of yous? Has Jessica come in tonight? I'm surprised Jess hasn't come in tonight. I haven't seen who's in. I know Julie was in. Yeah, me neither. Stop it. Stop. Phil will get annoyed at you. Phil will get really annoyed at you. Get very protective, don't you know? Oh, dear. Oh, God. She's ginger. I don't know. Oh, God. It's so sad. They say never meet your idols, don't they? They do say that. Can't help myself. Phil can't say me. Stop that. I thought Jilly was in, but not sure she's gone. Yes, she was. I think Jilly always comes in. She says hi, doesn't she? But I think Jilly actually listens to my stories, I believe. I think she listens to them. And then sometimes she'll come in and say goodbye. But I think she actually pays attention, guys. I'm playing. Is it really just the three? Oh, fair play to yous. Thank you, guys. Yous are good, aren't you? I'd just be talking to myself otherwise, wouldn't I? Which is what I used to do. On my pre-recorded ones, it was the same as this. I was just talking to myself. Tiff, stop it. He'll get offended. I suggest about a year ago, so hold on. Who, Warwick? Who are you talking about? No, she pops in, checks the story, and goes over to him. Stop it! Oh, you're so naughty. See, this is why I was umming and ahhing. Oh, God. Do you know what? It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. See, this is why I always know I'm broken. You are broken. You absolutely are. You are. Who are you on about? Stop that now. About a year ago. How do you know, Warwick? How do you know? Are you lying? Is this a joke? Is this a joke I've missed? He's going to get offended, Warwick. Even by the joke. He'll get upset. Oh, God. Do you know what? The worst thing is, It's exactly what I just said. Never meet your idols. Never do it. Because it's just never what you think. Oh, dear. It's just terrible, isn't it? Ugh, God. That wasn't even felt good. Tiffany! I thought I read that, though. I thought I read that. I don't think you can abbreviate who are, can you? Oh, that's funny. That's very funny. Oh, dear. Well, you know, it's what can you do? What can you do, eh? Anyway, I feel better now, though. I feel better. He's always made me feel better, guys. He's always made me feel better about it. I'm glad. I'm glad I mentioned it to you now. I do feel better. Just, yeah, just made me feel bad. I will when I'm finished. I'll make you feel better. No, I just got what you meant. No. Leaving, it's okay. Totally lost now. Me too. Phil, it's okay. It's okay. It's Tiffany jumping on a soapbox again. I meant she did. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. That's what Tiffany's on about. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. But I don't, what? How can you ever say that? How can you ever say that? It's all right. I have a troll voice. Do you stop it? Yeah, but worry. Yeah, had been noticed. I ain't gonna lie. But it's not. I can't ever mention that because I look like a prat. So who do you think you are? So yeah, I just kind of yeah, I was like, really? Could it be? I was just putting it to the back of my brain, like, no, but had noticed one or two. I'm out to play. No. Have you really got a troll one of that on here as well? That's mental. That's mental, Tiffany. Oh my God. Yeah. See, Phil, that name came up today. That was a thought. At one point, he was like, could it be? Could it? But it's been too long, hasn't it now? It's been way too long. Thought it was coincidence, but I don't believe. Yeah. I'll tell you what one got me. Okay. And like I say, I'm not subscribed. I'm not, but it came up the night after I'd done it. And it was Sarah Sharif. And I can't say on here, but there's a reason I was like, oh, hold on right now. Hold on this second. But I was like, I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. So I never said anything. But yeah, I was a bit like, that's a bit odd, isn't it? But I've never said anything because I feel like I'm just, yeah, I just make myself look stupid by saying anything. I just would. So yeah, I've never said anything. But that one kind of was like, really? But like I say, yeah, I don't know. I bet you wish it was me. Hold on, I thought it was coincidence. I bet you wish it was me. I might supply. Ariane. I bet. I'm confused. I'm with Phil now. I'm confused. I get too easily confused on here. I don't know. I just get ridiculously confused. But I am going to let... No, don't. I'm okay now. I'm all right now that I've spoken about it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I just wanted to put... I didn't know if anyone else could have seen that comment and maybe second-guessed me. Not guessed me. Had second thoughts about me or whatever else. So I'm glad I've put my case across now. So we'll see. We'll see if anything else comes of it. I'm hoping that's it. I'm hoping it's just a one-off and that's it. But on that note, it's jingle time, guys. It's that time of the evening. And I just want to thank you very much. Thank you to Phil and Warwick and my moderator extraordinaire. Did you say Hallie's watching the boys? Is that what I saw earlier? And Jilly. Thank you to Jilly. I don't know if she's stuck around or what. I don't know if my mum's here, so I'm going to wink, but I don't know if it is my mum, so I'm going to go like that. But I don't know if it is her, so I'll find out tomorrow now if it's not. What are you saying, Phil? Where's Phil? I'm going to sign off and say goodnight before I get any more confused. You got to wait for jingle, Phil. You can't go beforehand. To do her checker shed. Stop it, Tiffany. Jess, remember what I told you about Gemini? Yes. Yes, I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just think, I don't know. I didn't like it when it was said, so I'd like to think no. But I don't know. You mean Tim. You mean Tim. Is he saying Tiff? He's saying Tiff, isn't he? To knock on a door, to check a shed. And he's trying to mock you, and he's said Tim. You're all just as bad as each other. But yes, I do remember that, Warwick. I do. I remember it. I remember it very well. I remember having a little giggle behind the scenes. Right, okay. Jingle time. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And I will be back on Thursday. What I was going to say. I got... Oh, you can't say anything. And if you'd like to comment and subscribe, guys, I'd really appreciate it. She put door, not door. Yeah, but you put timph and not teeth. But like, comment and subscribe, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much again. And yes, I will see you on Thursday. And obviously, any more dramatics, and I will keep you updated. It'll probably fill another half an hour of our beginning of a story, but hopefully that's it now. Hopefully that's my drama for another year, hopefully. Maybe stick together film. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And the Rose crew do as well. So I want to thank you all. And yeah, I'll see you all on Thursday. And tell Steve I hope he feels better, Tiffany. Tell him to get over that man flu. He'll be fine. But tell him I do hope he feels better. And I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you, guys. Take care. I'm trying not to put my finger in the way. Finger, hand. See you Thursday, guys.